Hey guys, welcome to another video. So today, another video in the final question series that I've been doing. So today's question comes from the advanced syllabus from the North Sydney Girls 2025 trial paper. Now, last question caught my attention when I found out that the marks total to 10 marks, right? 3 parts ABC, 10 marks, 10% of their trial paper. So quite a hefty sum. I actually don't think it's that hard. It's quite a nice question. It's in the topic of calculus. Let's have a look now. But before I dive in, as always, guys, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to your channel, tell your friends, and like the video after you're done. All right, let's dive right in. So, North Sydney Girls. All right, let me just zoom out there so you can have a look. All right, cool. Let's have a read and highlight some key parts. So, a new luxury hotel in Byron Bay has been designed featuring a stunning wave-shaped window that stretches across the lobby wall, inspired by Rolling Stone. Okay, cool. Nice context. Top edge of the window is modeled mechanically to reflect both a smooth curve and gentle wave. Okay, cool. Context. The height, H. Okay, so it looks like it's defined in a piecemeal function. There's 2 parts, right? In the graph, 0 to 1 for the first part and 1 to D. Okay, cool. That top part looks like almost like A. If A is positive, then that's a negative parabola. Okay, I can sort of see. Okay, what I'm going to do actually, just while I'm sort of picturing this, right? So for the first one there, I can sort of see that's from 0 to 1. I'm assuming 1's like about there, right? Okay, so I'll use highlighter. So that bit there is probably that graph there, and then this bit here, it's probably it's a cos graph plot. Yeah, okay, cool. It's a cos graph shifted up, right? Yeah, so it comprises of 2 parts, and what's really important there is that it's continuous, right? I'm assuming that's what would as define A. Yeah, cool. Define A, because it's continuous, I basically set the y values at the connection point there to be equal. Okay. All right, let's have a look at it. 10 marks, right? Hefty. So determine A. Okay, cool. That's pretty straightforward, I would think, right? By showing that the length, okay, I've got to show that the length of the bottom edge D, I'm going to show that. I'm going to find the area. Okay, cool. Find the area, integration, right? Calculus, cool. And then the last part, top of the wall. So that's the wall there. Okay, cool. And what else do I have here? High wall. Sorry, the wall is that much higher in point A and point B. Okay. Find C. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, cool. Well, let's take our time, right? So let's dive right in. So part A. So for part A, what I know is that at the point here, because the graph is continuous, right? Because HX is continuous, right? I can sort of see that the y values there are the same. So for the function of in pink, if I sub in x equals to 1, right, into that function there, right? If I sub in x equals to 1, it'll give me an x value. So when x equals to 1, right, 2 cos 1 minus 1 plus 2 equals 2. Cos 0 is 1, so that's 4, right? That equals 4. Guys, since that's 4, therefore, right, if I sub that into the blue y value there, yeah, 1 minus, and I sub 1 as well, squared 1. That will help me find that. Do you mean like, because at 1, they both have the same y value. I found it on the y, and then I assume that it equals to the blue. So I found it on the pink, and then use it for the blue, right? Okay, let's see. 4a 1 minus 0. That's just that. So a is 4, right? 5 times 1. Therefore, a is 4. All right, 1 mark. Great. Good start. Let's move on. Now, let me just move that out of the way. Okay. A is 4. Now, the tricky part here is that I'm going to find D. D is really easy to find, right? I just, to find D, I just basically sub in at that point there, y equals 0, right? And then find D, right? And x equals to D. Yeah, I can do that. And then, guys, it's all about then the area under the curve, right? So find that area there, right? Probably using integration and then find the area under here and add them together, the thing, right? Yep. 5 marks. Well, it's hefty, right? So now I'm going to prove that. So for D sub y equals 0 into y equals 2, the pink function there of cos. So let me just over a bit. So 2 cos x minus 1 plus 2. Yeah, so then 0 equals to 2 cos minus 1 plus 2. Now cos x minus 1, but minus 2 over, if I put this minus 1, yeah. Now, when does cos equal to minus 1? At pi, right? And x equals to pi plus 1. Okay, cool. That's the first part. Not sure how many marks it is, probably 1 maybe, or 2. A stretch, okay. And therefore, area is, the blue part is from 0 to 1 of 4, 4, 1 minus x minus 1 squared. I'll split it actually so that I can factorize that. Plus 1 to pi plus 1 of 2 cos minus 1 plus 2x. Guys, I don't actually think these questions are hard, to be honest. Right? I think it's just like, there's just lots of steps, right? So, for example, if I take this out, I'm gonna expand it. So just to be clear, right? This was my blue area under the curve. This was my pink area under the curve, right? And now I'm going to integrate. So I'll bring out the 4, and I will expand that to like 1 minus x squared minus 2x plus 1. And this one here, I'll factorize it. I'll take out a 2 actually. Yeah, take out 2. Pi plus 1, so it's like cos x minus 1 plus 1 dx. Okay, really easy to integrate, right? So for this one, I mean, that bit there, so it becomes like, what's it become? The ones cancel out, so it becomes like 2x minus x squared, right? So when I integrate it, it'll be x squared minus x cubed on 3, 1 and 0, plus 2, that's integratable to sine x minus 1 plus x. Yeah, not hard, right? Not hard. 5 marks though, North Sydney girls. Yeah, really straightforward question actually, surprisingly up until now. So 1 squared minus 1 cubed on 3 minus 0, right? And then plus 2 times, let's see, sub pi plus 1 is, that's just sine pi plus pi plus 1 minus sine 0 plus 1. Okay, now we know that sine pi is 0 and sine 0 is 0. So all you're going to get, what's that, guys? That's 1 minus, so that's 2/3, so that's 8 on 3 plus 2, what's that? The ones cancel out, so it's just pi. Is that right? Just 2 pi? Is that it? Yeah, that's it, guys. That's my answer. Yeah, so that meter squared. Pretty sweet. Yeah, 5 marks. Oh, wow, okay. I'm actually surprised, right? There's a lot of marks for North Sea Girls trial paper, but there you go. Yeah. Guys, that's part A and part B. That's 6 marks so far. Now for the final 4 marks, let's see what it's trying to do. It's trying to make me find the height from C, right? So it's basically trying to find the Y value, is that right? Yep. Find the Y value there. Okay, so I'm thinking that I need to find the X value, right? Now, what do I know that happens at this point? It looks like I mean, maybe there's a couple of things, but what I can see, if it's like tangential, right? Now, if it's tangent and it was like a quadratic, maybe I can find the discriminant, right? Set it equals 0. That's one thing I can do, but it's part of the cos graph there, like it's a bit tricky. The other thing I know, right? If I zoom in, right, you can sort of see, right, is that at the point of intersection there, right, the gradients are equal, right? The gradient of the line, which I can find, right, because they gave me the heights of both, right, is equal to the gradient of the curve. So I just need to differentiate. So I'm going to do 2 parts, right? On the, let's say the yellow, on the orange line, Oh, that's sick. Let me get rid of that thickness. Oh. Yeah, so for the orange line, and then for the maybe I'll just use line. Yeah. For the orange, and then for the pink, right? At the point there, gradients are the same. So I'm just going to label that there. Gradients are same. Yep. So I can find the gradient of the orange line because I know how far it's run, right? That's pi plus 1. And I know the height, so I can find the gradient. So let's do that first. So in part, yeah. Okay. Come over here. So part C, right? The gradient, go gradient. Do an orange, right? Because that's what it was, gradient of AB equals like rise over run. So be negative, right? So what's the question say? It says something about 1.39 higher. So you don't need to really do something minus, it's just 1.39, right? That's 1 minus the other, right? All over. And I know it's going to be pi plus 1, right? That's the gradient. Yeah, that's the gradient. Oh, negative, right? Yeah, because it's sloping downwards. Yep. And then the gradient of the pink. So I know that the pink, the function, right? The function h equals to, was it 2 cos? X minus 1 plus 2, right? Yeah, it's part of the cos graph that where it intersects, right? I can see it. Now, dh dx, right? To find the gradient, the derivative curve is the gradient, right? The derivative function. So if I differentiate that, it'll be like negative 2 sine x minus 2. Guys, I need to set this guy equal to this guy, right? And then solve for x. That will give me the x value where c occurs, and then I sub that into h to find the y value, right? So therefore, minus 1.39 over pi plus 1. I mean, that's just a constant, right? Equals to minus 2 sine x minus 1. Yeah, probably need to do this in radians. So negatives cancel out. So sine x minus 1 equals to divide that by 2. So it'll be like 1.39 over 2 times pi plus 1. Guys, if you inverse sine that, so let me put that, maybe put the mode in radians. If I go shift sine 0.39 fraction 2 times pi plus 1, 0.168, yeah. So I got 0.1686, right? So therefore, x equals to 1.1686. Yeah, so what you guys got? Yeah. Now, once you get x, right, what do I want? Therefore, the height, right, is equal to 2 times sine, 2 times cos, right, 1.1686 minus 1 plus 2. Nope. I'm going to save this in memory and use it. Okay. So 2 cos that minus 1 plus 2. I got 3 point, now, let's say 2 dp. Doesn't say, I'll just do it to 2 dp, 3.97 meters. Guys, 10 marks. Wow, that's really good value, right? Yeah, 10 marks. The 3-hour exam, 10 marks, 18 minutes, did in 14. Normally it takes longer. It's the last question. Guys, how was that? Really sort of nice question, right? But not too hard, but a lot of marks. Make sure you can do it. Calculus related. Guys, if you like that, please subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, and like the video. Thank you very much.